for the kind of first few years of the age of information, we assumed that this would be a universal good for humanity. But now we're starting to see some of the darker sides of the age of misinformation, to the extent where for the past kind of 10 years, we've been inundated with a crisis of bad information, both mis and disinformation, which we as society have been too slow to understand and also too slow to defend against. And it's against already this crisis of mis and disinformation that the next evolving threat in the form of deepfakes is coming. The other defining system, I think, the other defining factor of how our information ecosystem has changed is that this kind of manipulation can be shared universally to a global audience, right? Which is why we've been seeing such a crisis over the past 10 years. It's against this backdrop that the latest evolving threat of synthetic media is emerging. And I think it's very important to distinguish the taxonomy here, because deepfakes and synthetic media are such a cutting edge are just emerging right now, so they're still so cutting edge that it's important to distinguish that not all synthetic media will be used for bad. So synthetic media will have many viable commercial applications in things like corporate communications, in videos and in movies, but essentially what it is a piece of media, so that can be video, audio, text, image, that is either partially or wholly generated by AI. And that is going to take basically the manipulation of media, which the barriers to entry have been being lowered for the past few decades in the age of information. It's going to take it one step further, to the extent where even video, which is something that we still tend to see as incorruptible and true, because the barrier to entry when it comes to manipulating video has usually been something that's only reserved for either a Hollywood studio or an actor with a tremendous amount of resources, like a state actor, that is going to become accessible to everyone. So I think it's really important to distinguish between synthetic media and deepfake, which I define as synthetic media that's used as a piece of mis and disinformation, because like I say, the future of all media production is synthetic and it's going to be ubiquitous. So we have to distinguish that there'll be positive and negative use cases.